Couple pits there again. So far, I haven't had any huge air pockets or pin marks in this kit, which is real nice because I hate putty work, to be honest. I do anything in my power to avoid having to do putty work. So that's one nice thing about using the Krylon spray can primer. It's cheap. It's like $3 a can. You can get a lot of it, and it's thick. On these larger scale kits, it's perfectly fine to use something that thick because the details are big enough that they don't get clogged up. I don't ever use Krylon on like a 100 scale master grade because the primer would just eat up any details. Now here you can kind of see right there that mold line is a little more predominant here in the front. But a little bit of sanding with this guy and it is gone. So there you go. So the mold line's gone, the pore mark's gone, except for those few pits which will be filled in with primer. Then I'll go back over with my sanding sponge and give everything a good scuff. This also helps your primer stick. It's creating some tooth. And if you don't know what tooth is, it's basically a scratch. It gives it something physically to grip to, not only chemically, but physically. There's two types of bonds in painting. There's a chemical bond and there's a physical bond. When you scuff something up to get it to stick, you're creating a physical bond. When you're doing a chemical bond, you're using like Mr. Resin Primer, which chemically bonds to the resin. It kind of melts itself into the resin through the chemicals that's within the primer. And that piece is done. So there you go. So that's my process in removing nubs and flash. Not flash, but mold marks. Flash is the same concept. I mean, flash is basically, you know what flash is. It's where the two molds come together and some plastic or resin has seeped through that mold. Here's a little example right there. That little piece right there is flash. So on the resin, I'll break it off. And then that's a pretty tight area. So that's where the sanding sponge comes in hand because I can just get in there. And I didn't mark it with a Sharpie, but I should have. And let's go in there and sand it smooth. And it's pretty much gone. There's a little bit left, but it's pretty much gone. So that's the process for the basically, again, removing the pore marks and the mold marks. So I've got a lot of that to do on this kit. And that process, once I get going, doesn't take a whole lot of time, to be honest. Some of these parts have some pretty big pore marks or pore spots, whatever you want to call them. So it'll take a little time to get off. These parts right here in particular are pretty clean. So to do this whole foot would probably take me, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. I estimate to get the whole kit cleaned up, ready for primer, is probably going to take, if I had to guess, if I had a full 2 days of nothing going on, I could get it all cleaned up, ready for primer. So 16 hours maybe. And that's the tedious part of doing resin, is getting it ready to paint and prime. So it's not so much with plastic unless you do a lot of scratch building, which I don't do. I'm too lazy for that, to be honest. But that's it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. If you think I left something out, feel free to leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer questions. But that's pretty much it. So that's all the time I have for tonight, guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching again. Bye.